Today we have some NL50. We haven't updated actually yet. We'll check back here when it's called. So we have 7 tables of NL50 up and running on the grind up, and we also have a 14 left in the daily deep stack. We are super short, just kind of looking for any spot here to ship it, but yet to get there. Did get into the money though. Fold here. We won't be seeing another blind, so we're going to wait for the best hand, and if it doesn't come, we're just going to be shoving under the gun. Okay, we'll check the ace king. We will call here with the fours. Okay, we don't need another table. We'll just get off of this one. Fold here. Ice of the ace eight. I think we'll let the fours go here. Okay. 9-6. We can look for better. Okay. So yeah, the run it up, think or bust, whatever we call it these days, has been going realistically pretty good. We've run from 400 bucks up to about 2,400 now. Um, so can't complain. Mostly went from NL10 to NL50 over a few weeks. He did three bet out of the big blind. We're gonna play relatively cautiously on this board. He should be slowing down on the queen. Um, Queen is a very good card for us. It does check back, so his most likely holding at this point is like ace high. Could be tens jacks some portion of the time. Uh, I think we'll take the 10-8 here. Kind of connected, likely to be live. Could be ahead or flipping against like fours, fives, sixes, sevens. Okay, and we do take it down against ace 10 off. Pretty standard here. Money goes in, sevens. Ace jack. Okay, we got two live cards, so we're 40% chance. Yeah, we're dead. This guy's just been running crazy hot all day. So is what it is. If we can peel a diamond here, we're still in. No luck. Guy's gonna flop two pair. What do you do? Okay, GG's to that tournament. We did end up getting out with double our buy-in. And we do call the 8 here. As soon as we get ahead of ace high, we have to call. All right, let's just roll this all back. Okay, and we open 3. Okay, we'll get on the wait list here for a couple spots. And I'm just gonna pull up. I guess I'm gonna get the streams up and running here. So just give me a minute. YouTube stream up. We'll get the Twitch stream up. Are we live yet? We're not live yet. Should be live any minute. Realistically, can't fold the 10-6. Just see that here with the Jagger. He limped in, I think is what happened. We are going to double barrel here with the Jack of Spades. Okay, calls again. I think we're just going to give up against this villain. We just don't really have much of anything here. Okay, so we got, oops, don't need that up, don't need that up, don't need that up. Channel, okay, got a good seat here. All right, we got 8 tables, NL50 up and running. Fold here, fold the Jack 4. Okay. And we're going to see bet the ace high here. I imagine most of his ace X would have shoved pre-flop given stack size. We are losing to 5-6 now. Okay, fold line 3 off. And we're just going to jam here to get called. Okay, just mark this guy as whale. Anybody like limp calling or whatever with ace 6 suited there's it's crazy. Fold here, fold here, fold here. Live. Watch now. Okay, so Twitch is good. Twitch is up and running. I don't see the YouTube stream up yet, so just gonna double check this. Okay, and the YouTube stream is now up and running as well. Hold here. Okay, we'll fold the queen three suited, and we're gonna three bet the pocket eights, and we'll fold the 8-7 off as well. Oh, better mute this stream over here. Okay, might even drop down tables here. Um, so far, tables are pretty good, so we're kind of gonna roll with it. Um, okay, villain calls. Three. Flop goes check, check. Turn goes check. I think we just go for showdown now. We kind of missed that flop bet, so we just have to pretty much showdown at this point. Uh, yeah. Crazy that he called it three bet with ace five offsuit. First, it wasn't even cut off first button. It was MP first button. That's crazy talk. Okay, we're gonna fold the ace or the king seven or whatever it was down there. All right, great, great A. Just playing a ton of hands, obviously. And we three bet the big jack. Ooh, short stack. So okay. We gotta lock in here a little bit more, pay a little bit more attention. I just need to get this shirt off. Sweat. Okay, flop two pair. Pretty good spot. Flop the queen jack, fold 7-3. I'm just gonna go half pot here. We're looking to get off this table. We're gonna replace it with this one. Okay, and we're gonna go big here. I don't see him folding an ace, so I think we just keep attacking. Okay, right, get rid of this table. We'll jump in on this table. Fold 6-4. Um, okay, so it goes limp raise, hold call, donk lead call. We have top pair and an open ender. There's not really much else we can do but call here. Okay, fold the 6-4 off. Raise the queen jack off. I have no idea what hand that would be. We did end up making the nuts on the river, but that is an extremely weird play. Flat, donk, donk, donk. Just seems strange to me. fold the queen deuce, fold the 10-6. If you guys do check out the stream, make sure you also follow over on Twitch as well. And make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Um, does help promote the stream for sure. We do appreciate all of that. We did try to play some tournaments, but we got knocked out in 14th in the daily 25. And we had kings cracked by ace 9 offsuit in the 55. Um, that was kind of the end of that. I don't know how people play tournaments all the time. They are just so tilting to me when you just grind out all those hours. I know they get pretty cool once you get deep into them and stuff. I guess we just fold here. But wow, they just tilt me. Okay. And we'll go half pot, fold jack 6. Okay. Called 3-bet with ace 5 offsuit out of position. Okay, we're just gonna call here. Okay, that's good. Pull the 10 deuce off. Okay, check raises and then checks turn. 9-10 does get there. Yeah, okay. So he's just kind of doing some random stuff. Okay, we'll fold the 6-2 suited. So grind's been going pretty good. Once we hit 3K, we'll start back to taking at a 100 shots, I think. I don't think we need to uh, necessarily wait for 40 bigs to take shots when the tables are really good. Obviously, like if it's a reg filled table, it's just not even worth looking at. But if you have a pretty good fish filled sort of table, then we'll definitely be looking at that. Multi-way, we can just go small here. And being deep, we just have to set mine this in position. Get called. We're going to double barrel here on the ace, and we just float in with the 4s. Close, but no cigar. We double barrel. Okay, we're just done with the hand. The guy's just not willing to fold at this point. Hey, check call here at the king 9. This is a bit more interesting when he goes this small on this board. Okay, we do get there. We're going to check here. I'm going to defend the 4s here for another bet. Do pick up an open ender. Barrel here. Marcel calls again. I don't know if he's going to be willing to fold an ace. I think we probably just have to give up. Kind of crazy to see pocket 9s here. I guess that's okay. We'll get out even after winning with the flush up here. Okay, he does fire again. He goes pretty small. He is going to be setting up a relatively clean river shove, but it does feel kind of bluffy. Mostly because he shouldn't be like he's not going to 4-bet jacks very often when we were deep. Pocket aces, pocket kings shouldn't be feeling great with this board running out. Uh, so we're going to call again. Um, and if he does check, I probably just shove. And what do you even have? I mean, he's uber nitty. He could literally just have pocket aces, which is a pretty likely scenario that he just is like overplaying pocket aces. They're not necessarily overplaying, but just going for pretty good value. And I don't want to like level myself in that spot, so we'll just kind of back out a little bit. Man, share keeps shrinking on us, and we'll just kind of let that play out. We're gonna ice with king jack off, hold the queen 8 here. Yes, super nitty 3-bets. Yeah, just sort of a turny nit by the looks of it. Playing quite a few hands. overplaying hands, obviously. Okay. And we'll fold Queen Deuce offsuit. And raise the Jack 10 suited. Oh man. And we'll bump Jack 9 suited as well. Fold the A7 off. And we'll bump the King Queen, fold the 8-6, fold the 9-4, 10-7. Good turn card. And we just bet to rep it. Man, this shirt looks crazy orange on the camera. Camera looks a little blurry right now too. Feels a little blurry to you guys. Let me know. I'm not sure if there's much I can do about it, but it looks a little bit blurry on my end. Check the actual Streamlab. Streamlab looks okay. And we will fold the 10-5 suited. Fold the Jack 8 off. Okay. Appreciate everybody who is checking out the stream. Fold the 7-4. Fold the Queen 9. This guy's going into the tank. Obviously, when he tank 4 bets, we're just going to let it go. Um, Folding ace queen anyways to a 4 bet most often. It does steal a lot. And we'll defend the 4s here. So we're gonna lead and barrel turn. Like ace X calls, king X calls for that sizing. Once he raises, we're just gonna fold. Very few hands there from like recreational players that are bluffs. Mostly just gonna be like strong pocket pairs. Okay. Given stack size, I think we're just gonna bet pretty big here and probably just go for all of it. Try to get him to call with like 10 Jack, Ace 10, Ace Jack, Queen X, um, like flush draws, stuff like that. I can all call there. Let's see here, Marcel. So really is opening pretty wide. Doesn't really seem willing to fold at any point. This seems like a pretty big station. We are going to barrel one more time. Try to get him to fold something. Just a donkey. All right. So just, yeah, don't fucking like do not barrel or bluff. Massive station. Yeah, so he's just not folding the 3 bets, not folding the barrels, not even considering folding to barrels realistically at any point. So a little bit of a spew there for an entire stack, unfortunately. Um, but yeah, what do you do? There it is. Calls 3 bet, calls the barrel, calls the barrel, calls the shove. The Queen Jack off. Okay, we'll fold the 8-6. Fold the 9-7. Okay. Fold the 6-3. Probably shouldn't have just blasted into him there. But the issue is when you have a villain who's just calling like such a massively wide range, like your hands like Ace X, King X become strong. Their range becomes so weak. Like he didn't have a strong hand. We're just running into aces, 45 VPIP and aces. It's not like he had a very strong hand. He just, wasn't willing to fold top pair, basically. So you do need to try to pick those villains out of the pack. If they're not willing to fold like a weak top pair in a three bet pot, you're going to have trouble with them. We're going to check here when the flush rolls off with the king. Um, yeah, the reason being he has a ton when he calls that three bet, he just has so much like queen jack, king jack, um, queen king, ace king offsuit sometimes, ace 10 suited. Like he has way too many hands here that are beating us. And we have pocket queens, pocket jacks, pocket kings, ace king, pocket aces. So for him to lead into us, it's obviously like a made strong hand that he's going for value for, which is fine. We just can't fold. We have the nut flush draw and we have a 10 ball. So we just have to call, try to hit. We do get lucky, so I don't think we're chopping here unless he has ace 10. Like we probably have the best hand. Um, don't think he has too much like ace jack, ace queen that lead that turn. Um, so we are going to go for value here and just jam it. And I would be surprised to see a call with an ace high. Maybe he calls like kings, your queens, jacks, something like that. Yeah, okay. So that's exactly it. The only hand he has there is ace 10. That's like a nutted hand. So we got very lucky on the river there. Not that he was going to get our stack anyways, but I think shoving there is still good though, because his most likely holding is going to be like ace 10. Can we stop chopping with this guy? This guy's playing 45 VPIP. We got a straight and trips. We've chopped every hand. Uh, but anyways, yeah, like pretty clear cut like value bet on the turn there. Okay, fold, 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 fold. Raise the tens. Oh, I just don't think this guy folds an ace. They're too stationy, so I think we're probably going to be uh, stuck with just kind of check giving up here. Okay, fold 6-5. Fold the jack nine, the seven deuce, the ace nine. Okay, fold the ace 10 offsuit, fold the four deuce off. So we're trying to keep the Twitch stream with like at least 3 followers. We're trying to get to that point where we're actually can get into the affiliate program. So uh, to do that, we got to keep the viewership up. We're gonna bump this up. So I need to come up with some better stream ideas. I mean, I know, like we've said before, like tournament streams are a bit easier because they just have a natural storyline and following to them. Um, Cash games, not as much. So there's quite a few wrecks at the table. I'm not happy with this bluff I ran. I think it was a bit. I don't know. The way he was snap calling though, he never considered raising. It just, I don't know. I got sick of him just calling, calling, calling. So, but I mean, if it's not the way to do it, the way to do it and counteract that is to just blast with value, not to try to run some big bluff against him. Okay, we'll fold the queen jack, the queen seven, raise the ace nine, fold the jack three. Okay, we'll fold the 10-7 off. Okay, bump the king six suited, the queen three. I think we're gonna run, maybe do the gauntlet run too. Um, Again, that seemed to be pretty popular, as it kind of has a bit of its own like storyline built into it, but we'll see how that goes. We haven't been playing a ton this week. We are building a new home. Like I'm personally literally building it. Um, so that's been taking up a lot of my time outside of like real life between kids and work and stuff. So poker's taken a bit of a backseat um, over the last, week and a half or so for that, but try to get back into it here. Fold 7-5 off. And we're gonna go a little bit bigger here just because there's a big fish in the big blind. And get some water here in a minute as well. And we're gonna three bet the ace four suited. Okay. Pretty standard spot here. We're just gonna be c betting. This is the value bet. Like all of his king X and ace X usually call here. Some three X's will call. Pretty much like any like jack, king, ace that has a diamond in it is gonna call. And then there's just all kinds of backdoors like jack 10 and stuff. Um, since most of these villains are just gonna be like when they're this nitty, 15 VPIP, they're not raising those hands. They're just like open limping them. Fold here, fold the jack nine, check the jack six off. Right. Fold the 10-7. Fold the nine deuce suited. Fold the king deuce suited. Against Meg Allen. Pretty nitty villain. We'll just get out of the way at a position here. Just to confirm, yeah, we did ISO raise. That's a really good turn card. V Rizzle is just playing all kinds of hands. It's only actually we're only 10 hands in, so can't really read into that too much. But I've never seen him before, so we can be pretty safe to assume he's just a big, pretty big whale. I think we just call here. The only contemplation, I guess you could call it there, is that we just call here. Nice. Thank God for that 10. Um, is maybe shoving turn because if like the club rolls off, sometimes like these villains will just check fold like everything they have when the club does roll in. So luckily we got that back. Okay. And we do set mine versus seven big blind three bet, even against our smaller open. And we can have the best hand here a good chunk of the time with deuces. I think I'm just gonna let it go though at a position. And we're gonna three bet here with the queens. Just with the paired board, like he automatically has at least nine outs if we're not already behind. Like minimum. And obviously with queens, we're just getting it in here against a 40 VPIP, a 50 big blind stack. He can have kings and aces. Okay, he can have fours apparently. I was gonna say you can have kings and aces. You can also have like eights, nines, tens, jacks, ace, king, like all those types of hands. Um, so yeah, money goes in. And we're just hoping to dodge a four. He's pretty well dead now. Oh, chop. Oh, yeah, out of my chop it up, baby. Okay. Bump king queen off. And let's go half pot over here. Okay, he's gonna straddle now. And we'll go half pot again here. Okay, flop the Nisleys. Good river for us. We just jam the hearts here in the bottom left on that river. And we just go three-quarters pot up here. We're just gonna attack this guy like who if he has Queen 10, King 10, Queen Jack, King Jack, Ace Jack, Ace 10, all these types of hands. Um, okay, and then he pots into us. We just call here for sure. Ten's not great. We do lose to Jack 10 and Ace 10 now, but I don't think there's too many scenarios where he donk leads like Ace 10, Jack 10 that often. He doesn't snap, so we should be good here. Probably like Queen 10, King 10, those don't lead. He would have had to lead like two pair, which is definitely something that's a possibility. I just don't think it happens all that often. Like most villains don't lead turn with value. It was a good bet by whoever that guy was when he had value. It was a little bit obvious what he had, but um, just a sec, sorry. Send this off here. Okay. And here, and this deep, we're just going to call ace king against this particular villain. Okay. And we'll fold here. Definitely three bet the ace five suited. Three bet the ace queen against Meg Allen. Little sketchy against this guy again, just because the VPIP's so tight, 1822. He's just playing a very, very strong opening range. But the flip side to that is that if villains are incorrectly calling every single pocket pair in three bet pots, you're just going to print money. They're blasting into them. Uh, and that's just kind of the reality of it. Check back here on this board. Okay. Check the king four, fold the 9-7. Interesting. So he checks back. I think when we pick up the gutter, we got to go for the bet here. Definitely going to go for it here on the turn. Check here, and we'll fold the ace-5 suited up here. He does call. We're just giving up because he's not betting anything. Like he'd have pocket queens here, and he's not going to bet it. So we're not interested in bluffing into this guy. And we do beat like if he had like queen king, we're ahead of that. He does have ace 10 clubs. I'm actually shocked that he even had called with ace 10. Well, I'm not really shocked that he called with ace 10 clubs. Um, and he did call the overbet. He obviously has an ace most often here when we have the king queen flush draw. But again, he's just like a super nitty villain, so we don't need to get too crazy when playing him. He's not going to give you any money, so there's no point giving him anything. Yeah, like checking back 10x there is crazy. Um, at least with the queen x, we do beat some like better flush or like worse flush draws and stuff. But for him, check, but like call turn and then call the overbet with the flush draw and then check back. It's a bit wild, in my opinion. Okay, so we are on Twitch as well. Make sure you guys do go follow that just because YouTube does kick off every once in a while. Okay. Three bet here. I think we'll just defend against this guy. His opening range is just too strong. I don't think we want a three bet in that spot. Brick flop, no diamond. We do check call the ace here. We are going to defend with uh, bottom pair and the back doors. Okay, call the sixes, fold here. I'm gonna fold the ace king with no diamond, and we're gonna value bet here. Okay, you get called, two pair, good, good, good. Demigod bets again. Interesting. Don't really believe him. Jack 10 hearts. Okay, guess I should have believed him. Well, when you're up against a villain who's playing this tight over 60 something hands, I think probably the only like counter like point to like mm, calling here, in my opinion, is I think I have to call here. Now we can check fold. Is he's more likely to probably barrel his draws than he is to barrel like ace jack, ace queen. Because most of the time, if you're like a nitty villain, they'll take a bet check bet line versus a bet line, or they'll go bet check. It's always two streets of value. It just depends on the villain, but fold king 10. Okay. Three bet the ace queen off. So we are on Twitch live and we are up on YouTube as well. Feel free to check out both streams. The house is empty tonight, minus the littlest one. So if I do have to disappear, I will be back. It's just if he wakes up and goes for goes running, we got to chase him down. But should be able to put in a pretty decent stream tonight, or at least that's the current plan. Okay, Scotty Dean, 3% three bet. We're just gonna call the tens. Okay. A pretty big bet. Definitely peel one with tens here. And we're definitely gonna get out of this guy's way now. Bump the ace nine, fold the jack deuce. Okay, we'll just see bet again here. Holy moly, we gotta fold, folks. We gotta fold. Sneaky Turtle seems to be playing quite a bit. I don't recognize him, but he seems like he's relatively active at the tables lately. Really low VPIP, three bet there. Fold the queen five off. So yeah, feel free to check out the Twitch stream as well. It's definitely harder to grow the channel over on Twitch without any kind of following. Um, a lot of people say it's better to grow your Instagram and then drive people from Instagram over to Twitch. Because people who are on YouTube will just watch you on YouTube. They won't like chase you to Twitch because there's no point. They can just watch your stream from over here. Okay, he goes three quarters pot here. That's more of an ace queen, queen, kings type bet if he is going to be c betting. I think without blocking too much of like the 6x and the 5x, you can probably just let it go here. Definitely check raise some portion of the time, considering we block ace queen. We do have the back doors with the hearts. We can really blast turn on any heart. Get full king four. So yeah, but things have been going pretty good. Like I said, we've been up. I don't know. We started this at 400. We're up to about 2400 right now. Probably around even, I think, on this stream. Probably actually down a bit. Uh, just hasn't been a great run of cards for us. A lot of flops like this with pocket sevens and stuff. Okay. Probably go for, if you guys bet here, yeah, we can definitely go for the check raise. I think it's a pretty good spot. We're really blocking 6-7. And against Dano with ace queen, we're just going to jam it in. When this villain call, he will not fold. So once we check raise and he calls, we just have to give up. He's not folding ace queen, so we need to check there. Okay, we win the first flip. He smashes it on the turn. Eight's a really good card. Puts us ahead of any like Jack nine type hand, and it makes pocket eights less likely. So it lets us value bet more now. Fold the 9-6 off. Jay says, congrats on the home. Thanks, Jay. I appreciate it. Yeah, we bought a lot just outside of our city. Same distance into town as we kind of are now. We're just sort of technically in the city now, city water and stuff, but we're sort of on the just on the perimeter of it, on I guess like the west end. Now we're on the east end, outside the city, uh, but about the same distance to everything that we are right now. So can't complain about that. Fold the 8-6 off, fold the 10-8 off, defend the ace-3 suited, bump the queen-9 suited. Okay, we'll fire out the overbet when they check back flop. Okay. We have to bet, even without the club, against this villain who knows enough of what he's doing. We have to barrel here once we overbet. The reason being, when he checks back flop, he doesn't have a flush draw. He could have a nine, some like pocket eights, pocket sevens, stuff like that. Um, so we just need a blast here. We do this exact line with clubs, so we need to do it without clubs as well. And it's just up to him if he's going to hero call like pocket eights or 9x or something. He just, when there's a flush draw on flop and they don't bet when check to, you can be pretty comfortable just double barreling, especially when the flush comes in, because it's extremely rare where you run into a villain who uh, would actually check back flop like a flush. It just doesn't happen often enough. So we can go bet and we just get tons and tons and tons of folds. Obviously, when you see somebody do it, you can adjust pretty clean and pretty easily. But yeah, generally speaking, it just doesn't happen too often. Okay, we're gonna go half pot here. Thought about going 3/4 on this board, but I think because there's so many cards we can double barrel, uh, I like going half pot. Though the flip side to that is if we go 3/4 pocket called in a diamond, or like especially if it's like the queen and the king, the nine of diamonds, or whatever, we end up with a combo draw, then like shoving turn is gonna be super profitable in those spots. Okay, and we're gonna value bet river. And we'll three bet the pocket sevens here against the under the gun open. And we're gonna three bet the pocket sevens here against the button. Okay, we three bet jacks, fold to 6-3, fold to king deuce. Pretty good flop. Pretty good flop. Oh, he snap checks back. It's interesting. Basically, we check there trying to rep ace king. You know, when he just like snap checks, it's pretty much, you know what I mean? Like we pretty much know the hand's dead, but we just have to bet there. Um, One, he snap checks that quickly. It's pretty unlikely he's going to be looking to run any kind of bluff. Fold the 8-3 off, fold the 8-5. Okay. This board, I don't think we need to go three quarters uh, at all. I think we have enough equity. We can go half pot. We can barrel a ton of turns. We can turn the nizzles. Um, can turn showdown value with a jack or an ace. And again, he's just going to fold a ton of like pocket nines and under, realistically. Okay, Meg Allen, three bets. I think this time we will four bet him here. He's thrown enough out there. I don't like calling. I'd rather just three bet, or I'd rather just four bet fold here if he shoves. And we just call down here with aces and fours. Okay, calls the four bet. Okay, we turn a open-ended straight draw with the queen eye flush. We of course call with the queen of spades up here in the top right middle. All right, king's not great. Ace king just got there. We're back. Okay, we're just trying to get on another table here. We're going to value bet the sevens when check two. I'm just going to check the queen eight, and even in a limped pot. I think we're going to value bet again here with sevens. Okay, we river the straight flush. I don't think there's anything to do but jam it in here. All in with the seven of spades on the river. The guy doesn't like to fold, so if he has the ace of spades, he definitely either has at least a flush that he's taken this long. He does end up folding it. Trip fives. If he had the boat, we would have had him at least. But I think in that scenario, we just have to go for all of it. You could go smaller to weasel out a little bit more value, maybe. Um, yeah, I still think best way to play is to just attack it for all of it there against a villain who just doesn't like to fold. Pull the 6-7 off. Okay, bump the ace 8 off as well. Okay, we do have the 8 table up and running. Okay, good. What happened here? We just called. Calling's definitely not super profitable, but that's fine. So this guy's playing a lot of hands. So he's definitely going to be one who's going to have a too wide of a range in a lot of spots. So we should be able to attack that if we can get something going here. Okay. Ooh, I think we've block bet here. He does call Jack on the turn, but he calls some like 9-10, 8-9, like Ace-10, King-10 type hands. Queen-10 obviously as well. And this King-9, so yeah, perfect. This table's yeah, this table's pretty trash. We're just gonna leave it. At NL50, despite the fact like all of those regs, I'm pretty like we can beat all of them. But when you have a lot of fish floating around, there's no value in playing against those regs, so you just really shouldn't do it. Kind of all it really comes down to. Oop, misclick here. That should have been obviously bigger. We'll pull the Jack 10 off. But yeah, point being is if there's the rake's so high, right, at the low stakes, like you just have to uh, uh, be playing against like really, really bad players. Um, Basically to make it profitable. So there's no, just not necessary, I guess is what we're getting at, to be playing against villains when you have the option not to be. And you can just keep your win rate super high that way. Um, Obviously, when there's less tables or you're just mass tabling and stuff, everybody's edges are going to be a little bit lower. Uh, but yeah, the point being is the higher the rake and the more fish there are, there's no reason to be playing it like a reg. Basically a reg table. Why would you ever reg battle at NL50 if you don't have to? I guess is what we're getting at. And we'll just let this go here. For half is it? I guess yeah, we probably just call against this guy. Yeah, he just has tons of like smaller pocket pairs, like Jack 10, 9, 10, like all these random hands, which our range is we're almost getting 2-1 against him. So yeah, it's pretty clear cut, just call. Okay, stays even on the flop. We do pick up the advantage on the turn, but we are dodging spades as well as the six. So, uh, but yeah, just sort of classic flip scenario. We do end up holding, and we do take that one down. I think yeah, we're gonna dip this table, and we'll bring this table in. Captain Knit, 4 bets. We're just gonna let it go. I don't know if he thinks showing it is going to convince me that he's not. He probably just watches the stream and heard me call him a giant nit. So he's trying to prove otherwise. Jay asks, what do my tag colors mean? So the light blue and blue are sort of my recreational players. Purple are giant nits. Uh, Orange are good thinking players. That's pretty much it. With that said, um, I don't really tag too many villains anymore. I just kind of tag recreationals so I know who they are because that's pretty much what we look for when we're sitting at the tables and stuff. Fold for deuce, and we're going to. I think probably just stop three betting too many suited connectors against this villain just because he's calling so much. So if he's calling like the queen six suited, the king six suited, the king five suited, the king six suited, the king five suited, the queen five suited, et cetera, jack five suited, all those hands. Like if he's calling all of those, we're just massively dominated, and we're not going to flop straights enough. You could argue that maybe we're going to be, um, everybody's going to miss, and because we have the advantage, we can just take it down. But I think just kind of playing a bit of a stronger three bet range against him because he doesn't like to fold, um, and then going after his stack post flop is probably the best way to do it. Okay. Okay. Jack six suited, top right. You can't see the hand, but we will ISO it. Fold queen 10. And we'll fold three deuce. I guess we'll pull up the graph here. I know everybody on the stream likes to see the graph. So we'll try to keep that up as much as we can here. Oh, as long as my mouse doesn't die, should be all good. Okay, we're gonna bump the 5-3 suited, ISO the king 5 suited, fold the ace 4 off, fold jack 8 off. Okay. So if villains don't have a leading range on these types of boards, you pretty much need to be like checking back your entire range, including like pocket aces. Um, so that's exactly what we do. We do get overbet on, but we have the open we have a gut shot and a flush draw, so we pretty much just have to call. And I am gonna bluff this when the king rolls off, and we have 5 high, so we can't really win here. And Moist Goat is a relatively nitty player, so he's either checked to gave up or he's checked to shove here. with the king, thinking we'll value bet it or bluff it. Yeah, I don't see too many scenarios after he tanks there that he actually ends up calling. He's just kind of too tight of a villain. Terrible run out. So the guy, I mean, he's playing a ton of hands, but the runouts are kind of just working well for him. We have jacks, we have no diamond. He leads the diamonds on the turn. Last time he turned value, he let out. Um, oh wow, I wish I had a hand that I could bluff at him with. I just don't block anything. Well, he's induced me. I can't not do it. The no snap call is good. That means it was probably a block bet. Could be like queens with a diamond or tens with a diamond. Queens probably shove pre. Does call king nine island. What a dumbass. I don't I don't know if I would call that a good call or not. Well, it'd be nice if we hold here and we just insta get that back. We're gonna run through that hand again because we did get hero called pretty cleanly there. Uh, Super nasty run out for us. That's good. That's good bounce back after bluffing off again. So that's two stacks we've bluffed off into kind of fishy whales. Um, I don't like. I don't know about that. So he limps in. Limp calls king nine offsuit. We bet flop. He calls diamonds. He bets half pot. We call. We're doing that with. I think the call with the nine of diamonds is fucking terrible, to be honest. Like not just because he napped it. Should stop swearing. Honest. I just think. I think he probably had like a one line thought that like maybe I induced this by betting so small, and therefore I call. But we have like sixes, sevens, threes, six, seven, ace seven with the ace of diamonds, king seven with the king of diamonds. Um, I think all those hands probably shove. They all bet call. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I think there's just so many combos of hands that we beat him with. I don't feel bad about the bluff. I think the call was pretty hopeful, but like, props to him to have the balls to make the call and be right about it. So we probably shouldn't chirp too hard. Um, he definitely made the right call in that scenario. So, Jay asks, how many hands are you playing per month currently? I would say I average about 40 something thousand hands per month, give or take, um, which is pretty low considering uh, it's relatively easy to play significantly more hands than that. Um, but I have three kids. I have a wife and I have a full-time job. So for me to put in, and I stream and I make some YouTube shorts and videos and stuff. So being able to put in 40,000 hands, it's actually pretty decent, I guess, um, for me, but I still feel like it's actually pretty light overall. And ISO raising is just like super profitable. So we're just going to do it kind of whenever we can. And if you don't have a villain, um, on your left. I kind of want to call the ace high there, but okay, fold the 8-5 suited. Fold the 10-4 off, fold the 9-6 suited. Definitely bumping the jack. Did he limp raise me there? No, he just limp folded. Okay. Fold the 10-6. So if you guys are checking out the channel, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, refresh, and away you go. Um, does help support the channel, helps promote it, all that good stuff. Feel free to chat, ask some questions. Feel free to chirp. Yeah, I think that was probably just a scenario if he wanted to hero call us off. I think. Hard to say. It does suck though. Like I also have way better hands to bluff with there. Um, but like we are essentially trying to get him to fold out that type of hand, right? Trying to get him to fold a seven, trying to get a fold a weak diamond, like that kind of stuff. Obviously better when I don't know. He might have just decided that if we don't have a boat or the ace of diamonds, like we don't do that, um, and just said, you know what, I call. Okay, fold jack three off, fold the king deuce off. So pretty uneventful session so far as the winning and losing goes. We're losing to the rake. Just pull this all up. Yeah, we won our flip, lost our bluff, won our flip. So we're just kind of floating around here. EV's down a buy-in. We were on a nice climb, nice drop, but all right, three bet Meg Allen here. Hold the ace four. But yeah, so basically we were down 60 to being up 40 to now being up 20. So theoretically, over the last 500 hands, we've been on a $80 upswing from our low point in the session. So we won't complain too much right this very moment, anyways. Meg Allen jams. We're just gonna let that go. I don't know what Dollar Killer has. Tens and jacks most of the time, I would imagine. Maybe like ace queen some portion of the time. Okay, we're gonna bump the ace jack offsuit. 10-10. There's a good chance we're gonna have to go on break for like 20 minutes here shortly. 15 minutes. I am gonna leave the stream up and running though, and then we're gonna come back to it. Just so everybody's aware, that's likely what's going to happen. Because the youngest usually wakes up right around 10:30, at which point we would have to do that. Go put him back down, and then we'll just flip the stream cam off to something else, and then we'd be right back to it. But unfortunately, Twitch is just dead. The Twitch stream's dead. I don't know if it's different times of day. Sometimes Twitch is like doing significantly better, like with 6, 7 viewers compared to YouTube, but it doesn't seem to be the case tonight right now. There's also a lot of poker streamers on Twitch, I think. So, and we're gonna three bet King Jack suited. I guess you can't see that table, so we won't even bother talking about it. Fold the 10-8, bump the ace 10 offsuit, fold the ace 8 offsuit. King 4 suited, we're gonna bump up. This guy refuses to fold again. It's just not a great board for us, unfortunately, multi-way. So he's just gonna start blasting. We do pick up the open ender here. Probably some decent portion of 6x that checks back. Because betting would not be a great result in getting raised on this flop. We do have the high end of the open-ended straight draw, but it's going to be impossible to get paid. So multi-way, we're just going to get out of the way, I guess. Doesn't feel great. This guy's a huge station though, which is basically free money. Um, and kind of the reality is, it's just this just sort of one of those patience pays type scenarios. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Against like a villain like this, who's just calling so many hands, like calling the three bet with E6 suited when the cold call from the big blind. He's just basically he's opening a ton, he's calling a ton, and he's running hot right now. So you need to be cautious against like this villain type and not like kind of give in to blasting into them, sort of like we did over here. Because they're not willing to fold. They're just calling all of their hands and looking ahead. And then if they are on a heater and they're hitting, like you're cooked pretty well, right? Fold the 6-4 off. Fold the other 6-4 off. Fold the Jack 5. Fold the other Jack 5. The other King 5. Fold the 7-5 suited. Fold the 4 deuce. Fold the Ace 7. I think we'll value bet the ace over here. Guess you can't see that table. Always forget the top right's kind of out of view. Definitely defend here with Ace 8, just because villain's playing so many hands. Ace high is going to be a pretty strong hand against his range. Verse half pot with the overcard and the double backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw. We will call at least one, and then we'll just get out of the way here on a 3 of clubs turn. Nothing there for us. Now, you see, and this is another spot just to kind of be cautious of. Like this villain has a 61 VPIP, but his PFR is like 10, 8, whatever it was, and it's 2% 3 bet. So when he's showing aggression, he probably has a decent hand most often. Um, and unlikely to be very weak when he's opening that wide or that tight. His limping range would be massive. Fold the 9-8 off. Fold the 9-8 off. Fold the Queen 5. Definitely defend the 8-5 suited here. Fold 10-3. And we're going to be leading this board. And we're going to be 3-betting the Ace 4 suited. Okay. Definitely going to squeeze the Ace 8 suited here. Meg Allen might be a nit, but he's also like good enough to recognize that this guy's limping a massive range, so he's going to be ISOing pretty wide. And I'm sure he knows that most villains are pretty tight. So his range is going to be pretty wide in that particular scenario. I'm just going to call here with ace jack suited. Uh, Super unprofitable. This guy's just kind of wheeled me into it because he won't fold. So kind of gave in there, spewed. So not a good play. Should just be squeezing the ace jack suited there pretty much 100% of the time. Okay, pick up aces here in the top right. If anything happens, I'll pull that hand down. But as of right now, we've just raised, and we'll see if it just goes like snap folds all the way around or what happens. And everybody just folded, so nothing special to see there. So, top right here, we'll get the eight of spades. We could have a bad beat jackpot on our hands, potentially, if he has jack 10 spade. Bump the ace king spades. What happened here? We led river, check, check, led river on the diamond. That's good. Okay. He does fold. 10 of hearts. Okay, bump the ace queen off. Fold the ace queen. We're definitely going to check call here with the king eight. He's going to be c-betting quite often. Wild how dead Twitch is in comparison to YouTube. Not that either one's overly active right now. Okay, and we just fold the eights here. If this guy's overbetting, you need to fold ASAP. Fold and run. So what did he just did this, right? Last hand. Right, we raised alcohol. No, I swear he flicked it back at one point recently. Not sure. We are going to three bet Meg Allen here. If he does four bet this time, we'll give him a little bit of credit and we'll jam over him. Um, Probably will regret that decision, but we'll see what happens. Okay. And just to keep everybody updated. Yeah, EV's down. We're on our bit of an uptick here, which is good. Fold the 10-4. Bump the queens. Bump the ace 9. Fold 5-3. Clicks it back again. We're going to call. This time we'll lead into him on this board. We're just going to leave. We have a table up here. We're just leaving the table. It's just a bunch of regs now. Okay. King's not great to see, but tons of other hands in that range of his. Min bet, I guess we call. Not folding turn now. Pick up the queen high flush draw. We're gonna block bet the jack, get value from like nines and 6x and sevens and eights. King generally would have bet flop. Hmm. That's weird. It's one line to get paid with. One thing you got to give credit to Shovel Spade is he does take some awkward lines every once in a while. That being one of them. It is weird though to like min bet flop where I'm going to be calling with all of my draws and gut shots and king X and 9X and tens and jacks and stuff, and then to like overbet the turn when the flush comes in with your set, where now you're getting called mostly by like flushes, queen 10 type hands. So it's a little bit maybe in reverse there, but and then just not shoving river. I don't know, a little bit backwards, but overall he got paid off with it, so worked out in his favor. Fold the 8-3. With the ace, we can't fold here, unless he has pocket aces or ace king. We're in fine shape. We do have diamonds at least. Okay, chop it. No, we win with the diamonds. Bink four ball. Do we hold? That's so gross. Sorry, bro. So we went runner diamonds and bink to four ball to take him out. So apparently the way to beat the micro stakes is just to get it in really, really bad, and then just hit your hand. Is seems to be a good way, an effective way to win in these scenarios. And bump up the nines, raise the threes, fold the ace three, fold the 4-3. Okay, bump the ace eight offsuit. Check the king five, bet the ace eight. Okay, we're gonna bet here with the turn gut shot, and we're just gonna value bet the king. Against Moist Goat, I'm not gonna three bet 10 small blind. We're just gonna call. He's just way too much of a nit. He's gonna fold everything we have, decent equity against most often. Okay, Joey two cards makes the call. Four is a really good card. We're now not losing to like 6-8 and stuff like that, and it makes like 6-4 and 8-4 way less likely, and makes hands like 6-7, 8-7, 7-9 diamonds significantly more likely. Hmm, Excuse me. And it makes like him having like a set of fours obviously less likely as well. Okay, just table hunting now. This one seems okay. Excuse me. Fold the 9-3. Don't feel like we're playing overly great tonight. Think we've probably over folded in some spots, bluffed twice against like 40 V pips, expecting them to fold. Bad idea. Um, but overall, we're still running about even, losing a little bit maybe to a rate. We've also been relatively card down, dead. Andrew Guo says, "Do you or are you trying to get the 100% streamer rake back?" Yes, 100%. Um, I was streaming before that, um, making videos and shorts and all that kind of stuff. But when that came out, I don't know, a few months ago or whatever it was, it definitely boost to win that or to get to that point. Um, like if you can play 8 tables cash streaming at 100% rake back, you can make a ton of money, especially in the Ontario pool. So it is definitely on the goal list right now. But there's a lot of work behind that. It is way harder than you might think to get 40 like people to actually watch your stream. You can say like an average of 40 consecutive viewers on your stream. A little bit easier if you're like a higher stakes reg because people just want to watch people play for a couple $1,000 all the time. Makes enough sense. But streaming at the lower stakes definitely is a little bit more of a grind, I would say. But the stream's been improving. Like we were averaging like 2 viewers before, like a month ago. Now we usually average between Twitch and YouTube like 13, 14. So things are going in the right direction. And I'm gonna have to stab here. Like we have King High. There's not much we can do but try to win. And just yeah, exactly. He's just not going to overly think. He's just going to overfold. So like if he doesn't have a 3 or an 8, he's probably folding a pretty big chunk of his range. So definitely a valuable bet there. Fold the Jack nine, fold the three deuce suited, fold the nine four suited. Okay, fold the ace nine, the king four. Okay, raise the ace queen off. Up here, fold the eight four. Okay, and we'll just check down here the rest of it. Bump the king nine suited. And we're all in, obviously, against 28 bigs between the two villains. Station here, guys three betting, money just goes in. What happened here? This guy like limp shove. Joey two cards calls, we raise, he calls. Or goes to 15. Sevens gets it in. I guess we just fold the ace queen. I don't know. Limp shoving 30, limp like three betting, limp four betting, whatever the heck that is. Seems pretty strong. So we're dodging a nine and a seven. We've sucked out a lot, so we are due for a ping, but it is not this time. Okay. Guess we just call here with the king eight. And we'll just defend here with deuces when he leads into us. If he goes small here on the turn, we'll probably raise and try to get some money into the pot. 15, 25. Yeah, I think we just call. Nine's a great card to see. We're only losing to 6-8 and Jack 8 right now. Does check. We're just gonna bomb in here. He could check shove like ace seven, ace 10, ace nine, I think, at least some portion of the time. King queen off here, multi-way again. There's nothing we can do. We're just frickin' hands. So we're just folding. Fold to 10-3. Okay, they found a new table for us. We'll see what that looks like. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, well, we're temporarily back anyways. That took forever. I don't think we'll be on here for too much longer, realistically. But we're gonna try to get some tables up and we'll see what we can do. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Well, we flop a flush. That's a pretty good start. Let's see if we get any action on it or not. We do get called. So we're just gonna keep going big here on the turn. Basically targeting like king of diamonds, ace of diamonds, because they're gonna call down. And if he leads into us, we'll just jam. If we do lose to like king of diamonds, ace of diamonds, it's fine. There'll be a bunch of other like worse draws and stuff. I don't think he calls a shove unless he has a flush, and if he has a flush, the money probably goes in no matter what. So we'll just pump that ourselves. Um, and go from there. We'll complete here in the small blind. Okay, looks like we got some pretty good table opening up right now. Uh, check here. So we are waitlisted on a bunch of spots. Just see if we can. We'll see if we can get into anything. But these are all unknowns to me, so that's a good start for sure. And we are on the wait list for pretty much every other table that's out there. Okay. I guess we'll keep what back to full screen, I guess, until uh, we get enough tables up and running. Okay. Well, we can drop to 4 for now. We'll hide this. We'll hide that, and we'll go like this. Okay. So we'll bump these up. We'll keep that rolling, and we'll just kind of see where everything falls right now. Flop the gut shot. We're obviously betting here. Oh, that's a waiting list. What? Okay, bump the king 5 suited. We're just gonna see bet here. Like it's obviously a board that he's gonna hit pretty good, but anything that's like small pocket pairs are still gonna fold and get out of the way. So I think we just target it, and hopefully we can get a decent little grind going here. Still, it's only 11:30, so lots of time if we can get some tables open for the fence 7 suited. Okay. We got 3 bet. We're gonna call. Okay, we do get called. We are gonna double barrel here with the open ender. We do get lucky and get there. I think I'm just gonna jam here. Hopefully he'll call jack high or 2 pair. Holy chop it up. Come on now. There's a lot of chops tonight in these big pots. And we bump up the nines. I think I'm just gonna go big here into Moist Goat. Check the nines. Nice. Get rid of him. He's tight enough that like all of his like he like folds jacks of tens there probably a lot. So I think the bet becomes pretty plus EV against him because he's just gonna fold out everything that's not like ace queen or something like that. Ace jack, ace queen, realistically. Fold a nine deuce. Three bet the queen ten suited. The ace seven. We are just gonna jam here with 4x for 24 bigs with ace 10 suited. Okay, get it in good. 60-40, run it twice. Yep. And we'll go half pot here. Okay, dodging a king or a jack. Good start. Oh, he does. Okay, queen ball. Club or a queen. All right. We do win up here in the top right. End up with a boat. Okay. And flop, bet call, bet call. We'll definitely go for value here on the river. Jack 10, Jack Queen, all those kinds of hands. Do lose to Ace Jack. For sakes, can somebody not be a goddamn Nick? Holy shit balls. I was gonna say sometimes we lose to Ace Jack. Apparently every time. Check the pocket threes. A little bit of a rage out there. 3, 4, 5. We're just gonna fold here. Man, that's so shit, so fucking tilted. I don't know why. Just been extra tilted with some of that stuff lately, I guess. Okay, we'll fold the jack deuce, and we're gonna jam the ace queen. Okay, ace queen versus nines. Fold the 9-7. Okay, good start. We don't want any other ace. No queen here. Now we want the queen on the turn. Just got chop it up again. The rake. Team Rake is loving this heads up battle here. Fold the 10-7. Fold the 8 deuce. We will raise the 9-8 offsuit. He jams it. We'll let that go. How big was that pot? 22. Yeah, it's okay. And we'll just check the 9-7. Right, value bet now. Up the kings. So he shoves. Nice. Okay, kings versus fives. Standard shove. We'll run it twice. See if we can um, not pay off GG this time. Okay, we win the first one. Good start. Good turn. And we're just dodging the river. Nice. All right. Oh, I better fix these tables. Somebody should have said something. We're up to 8 now, so we'll be back to the full screen once we adjust this in. Okay, bump the king 10. Fold jack 5 off. Alrighty then. All right. Now we'll raise the jack off suit. 4. We are going to 3-bet the ace 9 suited against Moist Goat. He does let it go. Fold the Queen 9, 10-4. Raise the ace 4 suited. A little bit of a nitty fold there. We're not going to be folding to the guy with an 88% VPIP over the last 18 hands, especially when he checked turn. We are going to fold to the river bet though. Right, we're going to value bet here. We'll check two twice. And we'll fold 4-3 off. Excuse me. Definitely getting a little bit of a cold here. And we're going to overbet turn. We have double gutters. Fold to 10-7. Okay. Well, guess we just go. Guess we just go big here. We have, what do we got? We got an overcard and we have a backdoor straight draws. Pick up nothing on the turn. With the nut flush draw though, like this is just one of those spots where we pretty much have to jam. We want as much fold equity as possible. It's either jam or like check fold, and check folding is just too gross and weak to me. Queen's a great card for us. It adds a bunch of hands that we can have. Ace queen, king queen, queen jack, that kind of stuff. We are ahead of some portion of his range, like 8-9, 4-5 spades, but pretty much nothing. We're really just pushing against like a weak jack, a pair of sevens, a pair of sixes, and expecting a fold good portion of the time with that. We will defend one end of the big blind with bottom pair. And we'll just call the eights. Pretty good flop for us. I think we'll lead into it. Check for threes. He does call. He does call all of his ace king here. I think we're gonna go. I think we'll stab half pot one more time. Uh, we did pick up a gutter ball. He gets some nines to fold. He just has like fucking Jack X. Either turn Jack X with like Jack Queen, Jack King, or he has pocket tens, pocket queens, something like that. Again, super nitty. Like I, he's not gonna bluff too often with like diamonds. We block 8-10, which is good. Um, but even kings and aces, he takes this line with. So we just check fold here on river. So he calls turn. Turn bets. Flop bets value. The turn bet's not super great. It's kind of more just like, if we check, we don't want to check call a big bet. We're just trying to get to a showdown at this point. I think could argue just checking turn. I don't know. It's a weird line to take. Once he calls flop, it's not a great spot to lead out. Probably better just like check calling flop, realistically. Yeah, exactly. So kings it is. It's pretty clear cut once he calls flop. Okay. Probably don't need to go. We're gonna. Do we need a bluff here? I don't think we really need a bluff. I think we can just check call with 10. Beat all of his bluffs here. Okay. Now we can just check fold. Lots of ace X checks back turn. Um, yeah, I'm gonna leave this table. This guy's just running so hot. I can't. I'm just too tilted against him, so we're gonna dip out there. Just a little bit tilted, so we're gonna avoid that table. Plus, playing 8 tables with one heads up is a little bit frustrating, just in general, as it is. Fold Jack 6. Fold the 9-6. Um, guess we'll let that go. Generally a pretty clear squeeze spot, but it gets an under the gun open and a pretty nitty three better. I think we can pretty comfortably just like move on from our hand there. Okay. Check calling here, King 10, fold Queen 10 off. Definitely check call. Okay, we pick up a gutter, but now there's a bunch of jacks out there. Okay, just check here. Hey, hey, hey. It's a good flop for ace king of spades against even against an 86 VPIP. Like there's just so much like range coverage on this board. Just out of position. There's not much we can do about it other than check fold. Look for a better spot. Okay, fold the 6-4. Okay, ace king spades. That's another good flop for pocket nines. Three with the ace 8 suited. I think even with pocket nines, our hand just plays easier. C betting here. And then we're just gonna check back and check down. Fold jack 3, fold the 10-3, 6-7, jack 5. Because he called down the big blind. It's pretty good range for him, but we have a ton of cards that we can double barrel on, so pretty happy to see how that work with that hand. Three with the king 7 suited. There's no arguing. Like the nitty like strategy definitely plays pretty well uh, at these stakes, especially when there's a lot of wrecks because they're gonna pay you off no matter what. We just fold all the time. I'm never paying this guy off ever again. That shove is like jacks or ace king with him. I would probably only ace king, realistically. Okay, then we're going for the check raise here with top set. Okay, flop top set again here. I'm actually gonna raise this one just because there are so many bad turn cards that like killed all the action. Like any king, any 10, any 8, any heart, action just like dies. So I'd rather raise here and then be able to just get it in. Let me just run into another street. Which does make sense, like when the money goes in here, but with top set, you can't fold because he has nines and jacks and jack queen here too. They just put the money in. We'll check all the sevens. So we need a three, a queen, a nine, or a jack. PLO five hits another bad beat. Thought we might have been part of that for a second there. What do we need? A jack, nine, a three, or a queen? That is a two. We should have went to bed, team. We should have just went to bed. Just getting stacked by fish left and right. Unfortunately. But there's not much you can do. Obviously, you flop top set with queens against the big blind. Money goes in. He has a straight. You know, uh, that's all you can do. And we're just gonna jam here with ace jack. Okay, let's win a flip. Runs it twice. Start with an ace. Okay, we hold. And he'll win the second run out. Hey, yay, yay. Okay. Rake for days, team. Jack here. Fold the jack three. Fold the king five. Fold the 10-6. With the gutter ball here, we're just gonna bet. Okay. Fold the queen deuce suited. Fold the 10-3 off. Bump the sixes. Fold the 5-3. We're just gonna overbet here with the ace jack when we don't get three bet. All right. Can we just not get an overcard one time? He tiny three bets us. We four bet. He calls. Flop comes jack five ace. And check back here. All the queens here in the top left. Fold five deuce. Fold the king six. I'm gonna value bet here against like ace high, essentially. One fucking time. All right, we're done. Well, I think we're getting a little too tilted here. We're getting banked off left and right on the river. Can't really seem to put a string of anything together, so I think it's probably best. It's getting late. We're getting tired. Um, Not quite the stream that I wanted to put on, considering we had that 40-minute break. But I think we're just getting a little overcooked, which could be a recipe for a disaster here if we lose our patience and just kind of start blasting in bad spots. So overall, I think we played okay. I don't think we played very great tonight. I think there's a bunch of spots we probably shouldn't have folded. It's a bad blast against whaley type players, type villains like this tons of nuts guy. Um, and then there was another 40 VPIP whale that we blasted off into. Both spots not going to be super profitable by any means. We are going to block bet here on the river. Get called by some like Queen King and stuff like that some portion of the time. Jack 8. Fold the 7-8 off. Um, Holy moly. I guess I joined a lot of tables here. I guess we'll pull up. We might as well pull up the poker craft here. We'll see how much the last like 30 seconds, how detrimental they were. Probably down now, I would imagine after that haul. So what are you doing here? Oh, it's the 17th. It's fine because it just rolled over to a new day. Yeah. Oh man, that's disgusting. So over the last 30 seconds, we went from up 100 to up $10. So we lost about two buy-ins over the last like 15 hands, unfortunately. I would have to let that one go too. Okay. Well, I do appreciate everybody checking out the stream, especially you guys who stuck around through that pretty hefty break. Make sure you hit that sub button if you haven't already. Hit that like, leave comments, share, check out the other videos. We are trying to figure out this stream schedule. It's just tough. Oh, excuse me. With our schedule of building the house and the kids and all that kind of stuff, and actually finding time where we can stream without people running in here, yelling and doing their thing. Um, so you know, either way, basically lost to the rake tonight, but that's okay. I think we played okay. Ran into some bad spots there at the end, top set, that kind of stuff. So